Welcome to SWUper Troopers. I'm BK. I'm playing Iden Versio control, and Jeem is playing Luke Skywalker mid-range. I won the die roll, so I have the initiative, and Jim and I resource, and I play Seasoned Shore Trooper, aka Shorzy, and onto Jeem's action, he pays 2 for a Restored Arc 170, a 2-3 body in the air that restores him 1 on the attack. I claim the initiative, he passes, so we draw 2, resource 1 each, and then we ready all of our stuff. And on to turn 2. I play Super Laser Technician, and I can't wait for him to die. On to Jeem's action, he plays Yoda, Old Master. Here's the deal, that's a lot of restore. I move into combat though, with my Shorzy attacking his base and dealing 2 damage. On his action, he scoffs as he deals 2 to me and restores 1, using his arc. That is not a race I could hope to win. I then claim the initiative, and Jeem passes once again. So we draw, resource, and ready our stuff. As my first action on turn 3, I smash my Super Laser Technician into Yoda. DJ Death Star hits the bin, but he comes back as a readied resource, and Yoda has 2 points of damage marked. Jeem has Yoda hit my base, restoring as well. And then as a follow-up, I play Death Trooper, pinging away the rest of Yoda's life. So he dies, and Jeem gets to draw a card. On Jim's action, he plays Admiral Akbar, and he finishes off my Death Trooper. And onto my action, I swing into the red zone, attacking his base with my Seasoned Shore Trooper, dealing 2 points of damage. Afterwards, Jeem activates Luke Skywalker's ability from the leader zone and gives a shield counter to Akbar. My next action is to play Entrenched on his arc, therefore preventing it from attacking my base. Afterwards, Jeem claims the initiative, and my next action is to activate Iden Versio as her leader ability, gaining 1 life because something had left the battlefield on my opponent's side. We then pass the turn, we draw and resource, and then ready all of our stuff. On to turn 4, Jeem's first action is to play Resupply. So Resupply will enter Jeem's resource pool exhausted. My action is to play Takedown on Admiral Akbar. It doesn't feel too good, but it is shielded, so this gets rid of it right away. Jeem soft passes, so the action goes back to me. I activate Iden Versio, leader ability, and gain a life once again. He then passes a second time, and I attack his base for 4 this time, so he goes to 6 damage. Jeem then claims the initiative, and my next move is to use Iden Versio's epic action and deploy her and then ready her. She'll gain a shield counter because she's shielded. I then attack Jeem and bring him to 10 damage. And at this point in the game, I'm feeling pretty good about where I'm at. The turn is passed, we both draw 2, and we both decide to resource as well. And then on to turn 5, Jeem has first action, and that's to take down my Iden Versio, and I no longer feel good about where I'm at. So begrudgingly, Iden returns to my leader zone, exhausted. I then pass my action, back over to Jim. He activates his epic action on Luke Skywalker, and deploys him out onto the battlefield. I don't have a good answer for this, so I do the best I can by playing Overwhelming Barrage on my Shore Trooper, dealing 6 points of damage to Luke, and making my Shore Trooper a 6/5 until the end of the phase. Jim plays Echo-based Defender. I really need to keep his units off the field, so I decide to attack with Shorzy, taking out his Echo-based Defender. My Shore Trooper gets 4 points of damage but sticks around because he's buffed. And Jeem attacks my base with Luke, gets to put a shield on his arc. I claim the initiative, and he passes. My Shore Trooper dies. We draw 2. We both decide to resource a card, and then on to turn 6. Thankfully, I was able to get the initiative here, so I use Energy Conversion Lab's epic action in order to ambush out a Seasoned Shore Trooper. I'll have that attack Luke Skywalker, killing him dead and returning him to the leader zone. Sadly, my Shore Trooper died in the process, but they're totally expendable. He follows that up by playing a Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight. At least he can't shrink anything and kill it. I claim the initiative, and Jeem passes. So we both draw 2. At this point, he resources, but I do not. My first action on turn 6 is to play Reinforcement Walker. This will have me look at the top card of my deck, and I decide to draw as opposed to gaining 3 life. He then plays Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is diabolical. I'll claim the initiative with nothing left to do. Jeem attacks my Reinforcement Walker with his Luke, dealing 6 points of damage to it, and he follows that up by playing Luke's lightsaber on, guess what, Luke Skywalker. Can you believe it? So he'll heal the damage as well as give Luke a shield token. As his final action, he'll give Obi-Wan Kenobi a shield token as well. Then my first action on turn 7 is to play a Death Trooper, pinging away Obi-Wan's shield token and dealing 2 damage to Death Trooper. He then attacks with Obi-Wan, dealing 4 more points of damage to my base. My next action is to play Rook, Thrawn's assassin. I just really wish I could have given him ambush, let's say with my base, but I already used it. Jeem's next action is to play U-Wing Reinforcement. He looks at the top 10 cards of his deck and finds a Kanan Jarrus as well as a Yoda, and those will enter the ground arena for free. I have limited options, so I attack Obi-Wan with my Reinforcement Walker. On the attack, I get to look at the top card of my deck and either draw it or discard it in order to heal 3. I probably should have healed, but I drew it instead. When Obi-Wan died, he gave 2 experience tokens to Luke, and Luke attacks me, getting me to 21 damage. I claim the initiative. Jeem's next action is to activate Luke in his leader zone, giving Yoda a shield token. And then we regroup. We don't resource this time, most likely because the writing is on the wall. My last-ditch effort is to play Vanquish on Luke Skywalker, getting him off the board, but Jeem has a follow-up in the form of Kanan Jarrus dealing me lethal. So I get knocked out of the game. Congratulations, Jeem. So I definitely should have healed with that Reinforcement Walker. It would have allowed me to have 1 more action, and who knows what could have happened because of that. Please comment, like, subscribe, tell your friends, and thank you for watching.